Thank you for joining Lady Mary Beth. So glad that you're here. Today we are talking about tea. It's a wonderful British tradition, and an afternoon pause in your day is celebrated in many countries around the world. In Germany they have Kaffee, where they primarily drink coffee and have a piece of cake. I prefer tea myself. We're having friends over. We had planned to gather before Christmas and our schedules just did not mesh, so here we are. And it's the new year. And it's so exciting to be able to gather, especially with our college kids home, and they get to see their friends, and just a wonderful time. We could have met at a bakery or coffee shop, but I thought it might be nicer to actually sit and relax and have enough seating for 10 of us without feeling rushed or, not enough space. And there's just nothing like having tea at home, just to linger and enjoy and having the fine table. I would like to show you around. I've made a couple of things for our guests to enjoy. And here we've got chocolate dipped strawberries, which are actually quite simple. It can be intimidating, but I'll show you later, quite easy. And we added a little white drizzle for panache. Very simple. And you'll want to make those the day of, not ahead, because of the strawberries and the juices. Forgotten cookies. This was the first recipe that I ever made as a child. I still remember the cookbook, and they're just lovely meringue cookies that you make the night before. You turn the oven off after it's preheated, and the next morning you wake up and have a little snack before breakfast. They're wonderful, and it looks like you spent lots of time, but it's a very quick recipe. And scones, such a nice afternoon treat. And this is the first time that I've used this recipe from King Arthur flour. It did not disappoint. We have chocolate chip scones and vanilla, and added some sour cherries to another batch of vanilla. So we've got a trio here. And to accompany our delicious scones, we've got a couple of items. A lemon curd, which is always delicious and tangy, especially for the vanilla scone. I usually make this homemade. I was at the Tomball Farmers Market on Saturday, and a lady named Julie, who makes jams and jellies using her Oma's recipes, happened to be offering lemon curd. Such a delight. And I thought I would just make it simple on myself and not have to make that from scratch. So thank you, Julie. And Devonshire cream, believe it or not, this is a mock version, by the way. I will include the recipe below. It takes about 2 minutes to make. Not kidding. And it is delicious. And it makes a large enough batch, even though I cut mine in half. And it's such a nice thing just to have the little spoon. It's such a treat. It's not something that you see every day. And we also have some cookies. These are from the O Sugar Bakery in Cumming, Georgia. And we give these in beautiful jars with our personalized labels at Christmas. And I happen to have some left, so I thought that would be nice to add to the table. And then these are cookies from Germany. They're called Zimtwaffeln, made of cinnamon. And my mother-in-law sent these over with a family friend who came from Germany for the holidays. It's my husband's favorite. So I thought that would be nice just to add to our table. And here we are with our Snowflake theme. It was quite simple. Before we left for the holidays, I made sure that I kept this kind of a neutral and something more for the winter instead of Christmas themed since we were gone. And as luck would have it, it made my life a lot easier coming back for the tea. So we've got some snowflake plates alternating with silver and gold. These I got on clearance at Bed Bath & Beyond, and quite a find. We'll talk about those things later. Love to bargain shop. Let's make some chocolate dipped strawberries. This is the Baker's brand dipping chocolate. It's quite easy to use. You just remove the seal and the inner seal and microwave at 15-second intervals. It's very important to stir in between each interval so that it doesn't burn. It may appear still solid, but it needs a little TLC. And then you dip this, once you have it to the right consistency, you dip the strawberry. I'm already at the bottom of this one, so I'm having to kind of twirl it around a bit. And I like to let the excess chocolate run off a bit so that I don't have too much of a base that builds up under the strawberry. And then you place it on waxed paper. It's that easy. And I'll show you how to embellish just a little bit. Add some drizzle. I All right, so now I've already prepared 4, and I will show you how that works. As you can see, the steady stream of the white candy coating, you have to have a quick hand, and you can just go down the line and drizzle your strawberries. You can do it thick, you can do it thinly, however you like. And there you have chocolate dipped strawberries. And if it's a humid day, you may find that they need to set a little bit faster. You can place them on a cookie sheet, just simply transfer the wax paper with it, and about 15 minutes in the freezer, and they will be just perfect and ready to serve. This is a mini scone pan available at Amazon or kingarthurflour.com. I highly recommend it. You just simply use baking spray and then place your scone batter in along with your mix-ins already in the batter, and that way it keeps its shape. It's very easy to use. Sparkling sugar is another nice addition that you can just sprinkle a little bit on top of your scones. I sometimes wait until the last 5 minutes of baking so that it glistens a little bit more, but it's up to you. And some of the add-ins that we use for the scones, these are dried cherries that are infused with a sweetened apple juice. They're just from the grocery aisle, and where you would find the dried prunes and that sort of thing. And I like to cut these up. I put them on a chopping board and cut them into small chunks. It just works better in the scones. So that's an idea for the mix-ins or mini morsels, chocolate chip morsels or semi-sweet. You can actually take one scone batter and do several different mix-ins so that you're not making different batches. Enjoy your scones. And we're serving the Earl Grey made by the Dilma Company out of Assam, India. It is a single origin, and it's got a hint of bergamot. That's what makes it Earl Grey. So we'll put about 4 to 5 tea bags. After we have boiled our water in the electric tea kettle, we'll place the tea bags in and the lid and let that steep for about 5 minutes. Another option would be a loose tea, such as this from the English Tea Room in Covington, Louisiana. And this is also an Earl Grey. It's wonderful. But for this, since it's a loose tea, you'll need to put it in a mesh ball. Simply place the ball and let that steep just as you would a tea bag. And make sure to remove the tea bags and or the mesh ball before you serve, because if it stays in the teapot, it becomes bitter while your guests are seated. So anyway, that is just a wonderful way to have a tea. And as you can see, whatever you put on your table will be just perfect. It is nice to have something to tie it in together. So here we have the snowflakes in the silver and gold. It doesn't always have to be a theme. It could just be a simple color or complementary color that unifies your tea table. And the main thing I wanted to share with you is to not be intimidated. As long as you can brew a pot of tea or hot chocolate, then it is so easy just to go to the grocery store and buy some of the high-end Pepperidge Farm cookies, put them in a pretty little crystal dish, or go to the bakery and get some scones, cookies, anything. If you put it on the proper dish and you have the right setting, it's a soothing, wonderful, relaxing experience, and your guests will remember that. And I hope that you always take time for tea and find simple things in life that make you happy. Thank you for joining Lady Mary Beth. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe below. I will also include some of the recipes and tips. And anything else you'd like to hear about, please let me know. I hope to see you next time.